Hello grade 3s, so we are going to go over what verbs are. Now who can think by looking at that picture and the word what you think a verb is? I want to see if you can all remember from last term what you think a verb is. Okay, verbs. A verb is one of the most important parts of a sentence. It tells the subject's actions or events or the state of being, so what it's doing, all right? A verb is an action word. Okay, so a verb is a word used to express an action, a condition, or a state of being. Okay, the director squished his nose. Squished is the verb. The director is squishing his nose. All right, let's go over a few types of verbs that you can find in sentences. So your first one is your action verbs. A verb that shows action is called an action verb. The action verb tells us what the subject is doing. The action can either be a physical or a mental action. The physical action, that means using your body. The farmer feeds the chickens. Your mental action, that's something that you're in your mind. He likes the red rooster best. So likes is the verb in that sentence. And in your physical action, the farmer feeds the chickens. Feeds is the verb in that sentence. Let's have a look at a few action verbs. Ran, coughed, swallowed, ride, sang, awake. Can you find the action verb in each sentence? Let's have a look. The girls danced in the recital. Our mailman drove a funny car last week. His teacher wrote the answers on the board. Alice worked on her homework last night. I want you to write down these sentences and underline the action verb in each sentence. Okay, the verbs in the sentences are: the girls danced in the recital. Danced is the verb. Our mailman drove a funny car last week. Drove is the verb. His teacher wrote the answers on the board. Wrote is your verb. And Alice worked on her homework last night. Worked is the verb. Okay, let's go over present, past, and future tense verbs. Present tense verbs is action verb that describes an action that is happening now. Is called a present tense verb. The bird flies through the sky. Flies is the present tense verb because it's happening right now. Many present tense verbs end with S, but some can end with ES or IES. For example, sleeps, splashes, cries. Past tense verbs. Verbs which tell us about actions which happened some time ago are past tense verbs. The dog wanted a bone. Wanted is a past tense verb because the action has already happened. Many past tense verbs end with ED, but sometimes they can end with a D or an IED. Clapped, played, tried. Future tense verbs. These are verbs which tell us about actions which are going to happen. These are future tense verbs. We will wake up at 6 a.m. Will wake up is a future tense because the action has not yet happened. Future tense verbs use special words to talk about things that will happen. Will, going to, shall, aim to. Okay, examples are going to start the car, will enjoy, shall we email. Helping verbs help the main verb. Alma was using the computer. Alright, grade 3s, I'd like you to go over to your Google Forms page and go and look at the sentences on verbs. I want you then to select for me if the verb in the sentence is a past tense, future tense, or present tense verb. It could be an action verb or it could be a helping verb.